All right, y'all, check this out. It is a second dock that you can access from anywhere on your iPhone. What's going on, y'all? We are back with another iPhone tips and tricks video, but for this one, everything's gonna be timestamped, including the very first trick that I showed you, which I'm gonna timestamp here because it does involve a few additional steps, so I'm doing it later. But the very first one, captioning your photos. You can kind of look at this like keywords for your photos, so you can group similar items without always creating an album. So first step, you open up photos and you find a photo that you want to add a caption. So for example, you can caption all of your GIFs. So I'm gonna tap on this one here, and then I'm gonna just slide up, and down here I already typed one, which is funny, but now I'm gonna tag it with the word GIF, or let's put Jiffy, just so it stands out even more. And this one too. So now when I go back into my photos, I can tap on search and look for Jiffy, and it'll pull up all the images that I tagged with it. Now this next thing I want to show you is how to download maps, and this is super useful, especially for areas that you frequent, and even more importantly for an area that has or might have poor signal, because ain't nothing worse than when you're driving and you get off route and your GPS starts taking forever to recalculate because your cell signal is low. Download that offline map so you don't find yourself out there wishing that you did. Now the way you go about doing it is you're going to head into your Maps app. Once you're there, you're going to tap on your profile picture here to the right. And from there, you're just gonna tap offline maps and select download new map. Just type in the area that you wanna download. You can even come in here and resize it so that it narrows in on the area, or you can expand it so that it makes it larger. And you can even tell how much space this will take up here at the bottom. But once you have things to your liking, you're just gonna select download. And now you have your maps for offline viewing. All right, now this next one you're gonna use at your own discretion, but it is the option to have your phone automatically answer a call. But this is one of those very specific scenarios where you might need this. You might have a call you can't miss, like when you call customer service and leave your number for a callback. But if you're one of those that wants to turn this on, you can go into your settings and then search for auto answer calls. Once you find it, you're gonna tap on it, and then we're gonna go down here to call audio routing. Then we're gonna move down to auto answer calls, tap on that and turn it on. And this is where you can adjust the time that it waits before it answers the call. Now this next tip is something super simple, but I don't know if it's something that you may have noticed or paid attention to, and that's the option to use Spotlight as Safari or Google search. So I'm a heavy Spotlight user, but I'm usually searching for an app, so I don't always notice the suggestions in which it shows me. But if you want to skip having to always open Safari, you can just swipe to the right, pull down into Spotlight, and then type whatever you want to search for. And then you're just going to tap on the option that has a Safari icon to the left of it and the arrow to the right of it. And from there, it'll instantly open Safari and search Google. A small one, but useful. Now this next one I thought was kind of cute because it lets you take a live photo and turn it into a sticker that you can send in your messages. Now to do this, all you have to do is head into your photos. Within your album view, you can go down to live photos. That way you can see all of them all at once. And then just find a photo that you want to make a sticker. I don't know what kind of face I was making in this one, but nonetheless, you got a long press on it. Select add sticker, then choose add effect. And make sure that the option here for live photo is turned on in the top left, and then just hit done. So now you can head into your message and send GIFs or stickers. You can even do like me here and make some reactions. Now this next one centers around music, and before we jump into it, you do need an additional app, which is Shazam. So make sure you head into the App Store and download that to do this. Now once that's done, you're gonna swipe down here to your control center and you're gonna long press on the Shazam icon. Now what you'll see is a list of all the songs that Siri has identified in the past. And I like this because sometimes, I'm in a rush, I ask Siri to identify a song, but I don't have time to download it. But with this, I don't have to worry about it because I can always go back and look and find out which song it was. But another thing in which you can do now that you have Shazam downloaded is come in here and tap on a song. And once it's opened up the page for it, you can come up here to the top right, tap on those three dots and select add to playlist. From here, you can go ahead and add it directly to your playlist in which you want it to be on. Or if you want, you can just come in here and tap those same three dots to add it to your library. And here's a bonus tip. Tapping in that same area will allow you to select more ways to listen. And from here, you can have it open the song in another music streaming service. So I don't always have to use Apple Music. I can now also use Spotify or YouTube Music. Now, if you're one of those that went into your control center and you did not see the Shazam icon, here is how you enable it. You gotta head into your settings, go to control center, and scroll down until you find music recognition. Then from there, just hit the plus symbol next to it, and now it'll be within your control center when you swipe down. Now this one, it's simple but possibly useful for you, and that's the option to have Safari read the web page aloud to you. So if you're ever in a scenario where you are not able to read something from a website, you can come here within Safari, tap the 2 A's in the bottom left, and then select Listen to Page.
Dashboard Light Guide by Stephen Loveday Jr.
You can also tap here for the media controls so that you can skip a little section or have her talk faster, especially when you got a long article ahead of you that you need to read. This could serve its purpose. Now this is a tip that I could have used a while back and will definitely be using from here on, and that's the option to see my entire purchase history. Not just my subscriptions separated from my applications, but both of them combined into one area. So the way you access that is to go into your app store. From here, just tap your profile icon in the top right. We're gonna select our profile at the top, and then tap purchase history. And now you can see a detailed view of all the apps that you purchased, the price that you got them for, the date, and your subscriptions. And you can even further refine your search by tapping up here where it says showing in a date range. And then up here in the top area where it has date range, you're gonna tap and choose the time period in which you want. Now here's how to create a second dock. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give you a heads up. It does involve using Siri shortcuts, which is what we're gonna dive into first. So we're gonna search for shortcuts. Once we're in here, while we're under the shortcuts tab, we're gonna tap the plus symbol up here in the top right. Then we're gonna tap on open app. Then we're gonna tap on app and find the app that we want to open. So I'm gonna type in YouTube. And once I'm done, I'm gonna go up here above it and make sure I type it here as well. Now, after you've added that app, you're gonna do that same process for any other apps that you wanna access from our second dock. Now that we've got that complete, we can head into our settings, and I'm gonna search for customize, because what we're looking for is the option customize top level menu here. So we're gonna tap on that. Then we're gonna go to assistive touch and tap customize top level menu. Now from here, what we're gonna do is choose the apps that we set up as Siri shortcuts. And we're gonna do that by just tapping any of these options here that we want the app to live. And as you can see, I already set mine up, but for demonstration, I'm gonna change settings here to YouTube by tapping on it, and then I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom because that's basically where all the shortcuts are, and I'm gonna select YouTube, or in my case here, YouTuber, and I'm gonna select done. And you're just gonna repeat that process for any app that you want quick access to or any other shortcut that you made. Like in my case, I even have a shortcut here that when I tap on it, it'll instantly give me directions home. But once all is said and done, you can come here, tap on the little circle, select the icon for the app that you want, and it'll instantly open up to that. And you can even do this from within another application. So right now I'm inside of YouTube. I can tell it to go into my photos, and it'll quickly jump into it without me ever having to go to my home screen. But to take it a step further, if you want to have an option to quickly toggle this on and off, you can do that by heading into your settings, searching for touch, scroll down to back tap and select it. And then up here at the top where it says double tap, we're gonna select that. Then you're gonna make sure you go down to assistive touch and select that. Or if you have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, you can always go into your settings and enable assistive touch for your action button. Now this next one is really cute because it pretty much enables fast charging on your iPhone anytime you charge with whatever you're charging with. Or if not, fast charging is giving you the fastest charge possible with whatever you're using. Now the way we're gonna go about doing this is to use focus modes and Siri shortcuts. First thing first, we're gonna set up a focus mode that automatically turns off certain things so that we can optimize our charge speeds. Now the way we're gonna do this is to head into our settings and go to focus. And once you're here, you're gonna hit the plus symbol up here on the right, and we're gonna create a custom focus group. So we're gonna name it, let's call it fast charge, and we're gonna choose a color, let's go red, and then we're gonna choose an icon. And I'm gonna select next. And then I'm gonna select customize focus. And what I wanna make sure that I do is head down here to the bottom and select add filter. We're gonna make sure always display is turned off. We're gonna enable dark mode. We're gonna add the filter to turn on low power mode as well. And then we're gonna go back into add filter and make sure we choose silent mode. Now with these things adjusted, we can maximize our charging speeds. But we're gonna take it a step further so that anytime we plug in our phone, it automatically enables this focus mode. And this is where Siri shortcuts comes in. So what we have to do is open up shortcuts. And we're gonna tap on automation here at the bottom, and then hit the plus symbol here in the top right, and then we're gonna find charger. We're gonna tap on that, make sure it's connected, is selected. We're gonna change it to run immediately and then hit next. Now on this page, we're gonna hit new blank automation and then we're gonna select add action and we're gonna search for set focus. And we're gonna tap on that and we're gonna change it from do not disturb to fast charge. And we're gonna tap off so that it's now on. And then we're gonna select done. So now I have my portable charger here and when I connect it, it should automatically turn on my fast charge mode. Boom. Now you do have to come in here and make sure you turn it off as well, or you can go back into Siri shortcut, tap on the shortcut you made, tap on set focus, and then come here where it says until and change turned off to ask each time. So then now when I plug this in, it'll actually ask me how long do I want it to stay in this focus mode. That way I don't forget to come out of it. So I'm gonna say time and then I'm going to set a time in which I want it to end. So I'm gonna say 12:41, hit done, and we're set. But all right, I think that's gonna do it, y'all. Those are all the tips and tricks that I have for this one, but you can always follow me on IG. I'm gonna throw my name up in here so you can check me out and hopefully join the Team TMO broadcast channel because I am doing exclusive giveaways up there. But until the next video, which will be next Saturday because we're doing weekly uploads, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.